Welcome to the BumbleKast. I'm your host, Ian Flynn, the Bumble King, and joining me as always is my Bumble co-host, Kyle, JCRB Krause.
Hello, Ian. We're back. We have another week of questioning. You're going to get more questions than you've ever been questioned before, Ian, because the questions keep coming, and I can't stop them. I've tried, believe me. I've really tried, but...
Well, I feel a little guilty because I wondered who kept trying to stop the questions, so I keep opening the floodgates.
Oh, it's you? Okay, that's fine. Whatever.
I mean, without them, we don't really have much of a show. We tried that before. Here, listen to our opinions on things. And everyone was like, nah.
We'll just skip
how about you question everything I do and everything I think? Yeah! So here we are.
Here we are. It's true. Oh, it's sad, but it's true.
All these questions come from our patrons over at patreon.com/BumbleKast, Ko-fi.com/BumbleKast, and our YouTube members.
Indeed. Let's go ahead and get started off with this one from Anonymous. How would Shadow and Blaze fare if they were forced to work together? Would they appreciate each other's quietness and efficiency? After all, they seem to get along nicely in the Archie comics. Or would someone like Blaze be a bit too irritated by Shadow's arrogance?
I think they would function.
Sure.
Blaze might be a little impatient with his arrogance, but she's also not going to let it get to her. And Shadow's not the type to necessarily exacerbate things. Sonic will tease. If Sonic knows he can get under your skin, he's gonna needle that because he's fun. Shadow's not. If Blaze has an issue with him, that's her problem. So the fact that they will not pull their punches and get stuff done would be appreciated. So yeah, they'd be fine. Whoever they were up against would be in a world of pain, but they would be fine.
Pretty much. Here's one from Master's Disaster. Sonic and Spark from Spark the Electric Jester switch places for a day. What happens in the time before they go back to normal? Does Sonic try to take on Fark? Does Spark stress himself out with trying to reason with Metal Sonic? Let's find out next now.
I know nothing about Spark and the Electric Jester. Nothing. I know what he looks like, but that is it.
It's a Sonic-esque game.
That much I picked up on.
Yes.
But
yes.
I know nothing about the character or the world or any of that. So that I'm kind of at a dead end.
Yeah, but he is a clown. So
I assumed that.
Yes.
I'm assuming Fark is some kind of major antagonist, so if he is doing the bad thing, Sonic will stop him, or try to at least. That's a given.
I mean, yeah. I've talked about before how I thought Spark the Electric Jester was like a thing that people made up before I actually looked it up and found out that it was in fact a real game. I thought people were just like taking the piss out of Sonic. Like, yeah, I've played Spark the Electric Jester. Like, what? That's a real thing? Looked it up, and yeah, apparently so. I mean, they look great. I want to play them, but they're completely off my radar. Like, I know the first one is like a 2D style game. The second one is in 3D, sort of like a Sonic Adventure. And then the third one is more like, I guess, more like a modern Sonic. I don't know if that's actually what they went with, how they did it, or if Spark 3 is more of the same. I don't know. I mean,
well, good on them for getting 3 games out.
I mean, yeah, since 2017. 3 very different games, too. It's not like you can just reuse assets necessarily.
Yeah.
So, pretty cool.
I hope they've been successful.
I think they've done pretty well, and that's good. Keep it up. I like to have more Sonic-esque games that aren't Sonic. Here's one from OzJam. What would Rosie have as tarot cards? Skeptic male?
Let's not go too far with the antithesis thing here. Rosie had a hammer as well.
Yeah.
It was a spiky hammer, but she had a hammer. So okay, maybe we'll call them misfortune cards. Har, har, har. If we really want to, we can say they just have inverse meanings of the original tarot cards. Fortune cards. They're fortune cards, not tarot. Fortune cards. Legally distinct. Fortune cards.
Ahem.
No pagan mysticism here. No, sir.
Nope. No seeing into the future for Amy. Nope. Never.
Stand off those corners.
Never, ever. Please, strict parents, don't look this way. This is cute little animals territory. There's no funny business going on here. Here's one from Chaos Sonic 1. So what would Whisper's Zombot colors would have be? As it was shown that Shadows and Knuckles was red and Tangles was yellowish orange.
Yeah, Tangles could be... No.
Whispers.
Whispers could be yellowish goldish. Maybe a platinum silver to go with the cape. Maybe blue, just to make you ask questions. I don't know.
What color are her eyes? Blue?
What?
Are they blue?
Are they gray?
Are they blue? I think they're blue. Hold on. The chat will tell us.
Seldom.
She has blue eyes. Yeah, they're blue.
Blue eyes, okay.
There you go. So that's what her Zombot color is blue. Just match her eyes. There you go. Then watch me be wrong in the future when something happened. But apparently Tangle wasn't purple. Oh well. Here's one from Chaos Synth or Chow Synth. I don't know. But what I do know is they have a question. How much radiation can Shadow withstand? He's cleanly walked off a practically point-blank blast from Metal Sonic's torso, but could he stand next to, like, the elephant's foot at Chernobyl without becoming ill?
I mean, the regular characters seem to handle the void of space just fine.
Yeah.
And he's the ultimate life form. Yeah, maybe he could stand next to the elephant foot and snicker at it for how weak it is.
Great, just what you want. Shadow going nuclear.
Shadow the tardigrade.
No, we don't need that. Here's one from Crab. It's over, Ian. The Sega goons have just breached the outer layer of the Bumble compound. It's only a matter of time before they get to us. We are locked in with the MacGuffin. It has the power to change one aspect of Sonic lore forever, big or small, and it will be as if it was never anything else. Does that mean you're supposed to use it before they get in? Before they get us?
One of my spiteful retcon on all the universe.
Stop breaking into the compound.
All right. As the laser sights train in, as Kyle shields me with his body, as all of my Bumble cultists pray for salvation, I lift the MacGuffin over my head and say, everyone agrees it's Hydro City.
Oh. Booze in the chat all around, apparently.
Well, clearly I need to get my hands on the MacGuffin so I can preach the truth.
You truly. Hydro means city, and city means city.
My fair lady.
A Hydro City atrocity, I tell you what. There's one from Daryl. As a professional author, does Ian ever encounter bouts of total writer's block? If so, what does he do to remedy it?
There have been times where I'm just sitting there going, think! And the answer is just like the sound of wind down an empty corridor. The synapses just are not firing. And in those cases, stop. Just back off and do something else. Go for a walk, do the chores, work on another project that's wholly unrelated that you don't particularly want to do, but you need to because you can't work on this other thing. Play a video game, listen to music, read a book, do something. Just stop thinking about it because all you're doing is frustrating yourself and it's not going to work. And once you take a break, once your brain has stopped trying to push that boulder up the hill, it'll click eventually. And then everything clicks and you're like, yes, I have it. I know what to do. And you're in bed and you're about to fall asleep. So you get up and you turn the lights back on and you sit down for like 2 hours and you type it all out and it's really satisfying. But now you're throwing off your sleep schedule. So you go back to bed, you wake up super groggy. You look at the notes you wrote down. It's like, this is trash. Why did I write this down?
Oh no. Too real, Ian. Too real. All the other writers in the audience are very sad right now. All the other artists, not even just writers.
Because they know I'm right. They know my pain. They've been there. They've done that.
They're all saying Ian's just like me for real. All right, here's one from me too under Paragon. If given the chance, how would you create a horror story for Sonic in IDW? And I'm not talking the Metal Virus, Scrapniks, or whatever Archie was trying to do. I'm talking legit childhood trauma fear like Disney's Snow White, Legend of Sleepy Hollow, The Black Cauldron, or Hunchback of Notre Dame. If Disney could get away with leaving scars on children, Sonic can easily do it too. So how would you create a true horror story for Sonic if Sega ever gave you the chance?
Now, I contend that Metal Virus does that.
Yeah, Metal Virus is pretty traumatic, especially if you're younger.
Especially if you're going by the Disney
Yeah.
level of violence. It's, Xena holding Cream by her ears just out of reach of the screaming, shambling horde. That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's awful. I'm a monster.
See what you've done, Ian?
The body horror of Tough getting a hole blown in him and a T-1000's back together. The hopelessness of people running and losing. Vector having to seal away that citizen behind a bunch of cars while they're still turning and conscious of the fact that they're being left behind. Metal Virus is dark. That's as horrific as I would ever want to go with Sonic, I think. Anything else, and I feel like that's crossing the line.
I mean, Surge and Kit's story is pretty dang dark, too.
Yeah, the only reason why that's palatable is because we dance around the details.
Yeah. And also, people seem to like Surge a lot, despite her evil tendencies. But, evil's fun.
No, evil's fun.
See? We're on the same wavelength here. We know.
Exactly.
We know what's up.
Now, for me, I feel like the line was crossed in Sonic X Season 3 when you see that one pilot getting eaten alive by the tree, and you see the roots crawling up under their skin. That Metal Virus is bad.
Yeah,
sure. I feel like that's a step too far. So,
I
feel like I have achieved what you have wanted with Metal Virus. I wouldn't want to A, go any further, and B, I don't think we need to return to that anytime soon.
No, I'm not being asked, though. When will you give them the therapy arc? I mean, I assume by them you mean, like, everybody.
You know what? Just the Metal Virus being pulled from them also, like, pulled the trauma with it.
Apparently.
Of super powered miraculousness.
You're being booed again.
Look, Eggman already blew up the planet once, and everyone was like, that was inconvenient. Worldwide plague is nothing.
I mean, it's true. This is funny cartoon world. What do you want? Trauma never sticks. Except for sticks. Wait, no, hold on. Here's one from Exadel. In Secret Rings, Sonic transforms into Darkspine Sonic by absorbing the World Rings of Hatred, Rage, and Sorrow. How different would the form be if he also absorbed the World Rings of Hope, Joy, Pleasure, and Desire? Would he look the same but carry the power of those rings? Or would he maybe look like a cross of Darkspine and Supersonic?
Well, if he absorbed those rings as well, that would give him all the World Rings. So he would be the full composite of the Arabian Nights. So if anything, I think you would get like something akin to Excalibur Sonic, but more themed towards the Arabian Nights. I'm not terribly familiar with all the stories in there. I don't know if there's some kind of like grand golden champion character anywhere in there, but if there is such a heroic figure, I would imagine it would be in line with that. And if it was just the more positive rings, like if he didn't get the other three, then I imagine just be like a light spine Sonic.
Ooh, shiny.
It's insufferably happy and upbeat, even for him.
Ew, gross. Acting too much like, geez, I don't even know who's that upbeat and smiley. Amy, maybe? Sometimes. Depends on the game.
He just turns into Amy Rose.
Oh, no. He's literally, oh, no. That's terrifying. That's scary. I don't know if you should have that. I think Amy would be horrified.
Well, she wasn't in that game. There you go. That's why she wasn't in the game. Sonic got the wrong transformation.
Yeah. Magical girl time. The boy becomes the magical girl. Good for him. Well, let's take a break on that note, and then we'll come back with more on the BumbleKast.
We have an ad sponsored by patron Dominic the Raccoon. Hello, listeners. Are you interested in platformer characters experimenting with narratives? How about varied combat systems? Or perhaps want to see more of the red guy that Sonic goes to the Olympics with? Then let me introduce you to Mario RPG Central, a fan-made Discord server. Dedicated to the surprising amount of Mario-themed RPGs released over the years, this community bolsters discussion channels, has custom emotes, and enjoys occasional events. With a moderation team that seeks to maintain a pleasant atmosphere, it's a chance to make new friends as well. So please consider joining the server or follow them at Mario RPG Central on Twitter with the links in the episode description below.
We're back with a question from Finest Cacophony. Apparently in Rush Adventure, Shadow was found manning a bar in an ending slide, so it got me thinking, what do you think Shadow was doing during every story he was absent from? Was he just mixing drinks at Club Rouge the entire time till he needed plot relevance?
Now, I can remember this. So I went back and watched the ending and the credits to Sonic Rush Adventure, and there was no such thing. So I don't know where you're coming from. But the idea of Shadow slinging drinks at Club Rouge in his off time is hilarious. So I'll allow it.
Sounds good to me.
I mean, it's more interesting than whatever else. Like, he's off brooding somewhere, waiting to have motivation.
He's out living in his house in the cave from Sonic Boom.
Is anything attacking the planet? Anything evil? No. All right, I'll just be here. Anything evil yet? No. All right.
Well, that's why he's there, so he can overhear any people talking about anything evil going on.
What are we going to do, boss? That Shadow guy's over there by the bar. And I just order a Bloody Maria. He'll just stare off into space for an hour.
Oh, no. Terrible. Awful. Big oof,
I think he's shaking
Ian.
it off, boss. Quick, order some shots. That'll throw him off.
Ian. Wow.
What?
Man. I'm the guy who wants Shadow dead, and even I think that's too harsh.
Might as well desensitize to it now. Movie 3's coming up, and they're going to have to touch on it. You know they will.
I mean, they don't have to. They can just ignore it.
It's like the central plot point to his backstory. I don't know how they're going to avoid it.
I mean, just don't bring it up.
We'll see. We'll see.
Maria's his surfboard now. I mean, what do you want?
Those monsters have gone through my surfboard out the airlock. Now the world will pay.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't be surprised if it's something that silly. Speaking of the Sonic movies, here's a question from Godzilla. Who do you think would play a better Uncle Chuck in the Sonic movies, Bryan Cranston or J.K. Simmons? Both are solid actors and voice actors, but who do you think would play off Ben Schwartz's movie Sonic the best?
Bryan Cranston.
Yeah.
I mean, J.K. Simmons is amazing.
I mean, they could both pull it off for sure. Like, I don't think either one would be a bad choice.
I think Simmons is too aggressive in how he sounds.
Maybe.
He's too powerful.
All right, fine.
He's too manly. You just can't rein it in. Bryan Cranston can do soft and nurturing and loving, but also with passion and gravitas, I feel.
Yeah. All right. I'm with you on that one. Yeah, just give him a robot voice. I think maybe it would work. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Just have someone say, "Wow, Sonic really is the fastest thing alive," and he's like, "You're goddamn right."
He said the thing. Here's one from Geo Knuckles. Knuckles' interactions with Mina/Pinky and Momo/Creatine. Who would be the best teammate?
I think Pinky would be maybe too Sonic-esque for his tastes, but she has great chemistry with Kirishima, and that's basically Knuckles when you get down to it, so maybe they'd work. As for Momo, I mean, I think she could provide direction, but Knuckles doesn't really like taking orders necessarily. But she could conjure up some crazy equipment that just enhance his gloves so he could punch things harder, and he would appreciate that. I don't know. Both are applicable. Both could work.
All right, here's one from Happy Times. In an alternate timeline, instead of Sonic Underground, we got a revived SatAM, but the exact still mandated songs. What would the Freedom Fighters as a rock band be like, and what are their roles? And is Bunny still the sax symbol of the team? Sorry, blame Archie for that joke. But early Archie. Early Archie.
Let's see. I'm not even going to try to think of a justification for this. It just is.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, no, I'm going to do it anyway because I have an illness. Robotnik's been defeated, and the best way to unify Mobius is with a goodwill tour and through the unifying power of music.
Okay, I'm on board.
Sonic's like, really, Sal? And Sal's like, just get in the van. We're doing this. So Sonic's still on guitar, of course. What do you think for rotor? Drums or keyboard?
Oh, keys. Yeah, let's go with keys.
All right. Bunny's on bass.
Yeah.
That just makes sense. Nicole adds kind of the synth rock to everything. Antoine wants to be lead, but they convince him that his rhythm is just so good he has to be on drums. I mean, sure, they're losing out on the perfect frontman, but he's carrying the team from behind. Did that work? Oh, thank God it worked. And Sally's the manager.
All right. Antoine's about the only one I would trust to play drums, I think, maybe. But if Sally played, though, what would she play? She always manages, so let her play something.
See, I'd put her on keyboard then and put Rotor on drums.
Yeah. What about the vocalist, though? Who's doing vocals?
Sonic and Bunny.
Okay.
And Antoine's frontman, but they never plug in the mic.
They never turn his mic on.
Or Nicole is part of the dedicated mic and she just like vocaloids for him super hard. She auto-tunes him to hell and back, but he sounds great.
Oh yeah. I figured that Sonic, or not Sonic. What about Antoine's like on triangle or tambourine?
God, Rob Paulson singing "Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man" out of key as Antoine. I'd pay money for that. Monsieur Tambourine Man, play the tambourine for me.
It's about what it would sound like.
Yeah.
I'm being asked if there will be Nagas with a guitar spreading bad vibes. Because if not, I don't want it.
Yeah,
it sounds amazing. Absolutely. That sounds amazing. I want that. I need that.
Up little dark gremlins with the power of evil music.
Yep.
Lets out a sick riff and just shoots lasers.
Maybe Dulcie's on triangle because she would like volunteer for it, you know.
Dulcie is the boss.
Or the van. Yeah.
Oh shoot, Tails.
Dang it. Tails is kind of forgettable in that show though, to be fair. But yes, we need Tails.
Tails is the stage tech. He gets everything set up in like record time. He builds it up, he breaks it down. Didn't even realize he was doing it. The kid's got like the touch for this sort of thing.
Yeah. Sonic needs a guitar, and boom, Tails is right there with it. You know, he needs a guitar switch. You know, it's just like boom. Didn't even notice. They need a bag.
That's the whole premise of an episode right there. Is Tails feels undervalued, so he skips on a show, and they completely fall apart without him.
Mm-hmm.
Sonic is desperately searching everywhere. Tails, buddy, our lives are on the line. We need you back, buddy. Come on. Nobody can figure out how to plug in an amp. Help.
I'm being told that
Antoine's on his third acoustic set with a damn tambourine. Tails, help!
I'm being told that Tails has all the fangirls, and they scare him. I mean, same. All right, that was a fun one. Here's one from Hatok. For spooky season, here's a spooky question. What arcana of Amy's fortune cards would you assign to which Sonic characters, like S-Links in Persona? You don't have to do every arcana, that's a lot. The cards roughly represent a character's story in Persona if you don't know.
I can't speak to Persona, and I can't really speak about the cards either, because that might actually spoil the product a little bit.
Hashtag knowing smile, huh? Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Well then, maybe that'll actually come out eventually someday. Kind of like that.
Next year.
Kind of like that cookbook.
The cookbook's out.
Is it? Oh, okay. Well, good.
Or if it's not out already, it should be pretty close to when this episode airs.
Oh, interesting.
As a matter of fact, they actually asked me to promote it on Twitter in my free time, and I keep forgetting to take pictures and go, "Oh, look at this cool thing! I should do that."
Here it
if
is.
You're listening to this, and I haven't done it yet. It's because I got distracted again. Ooh, shiny thing.
All right. Here's one from Hero Squad. Does Hypersonic's flashing move have a name?
Not that I'm aware of.
I thought it did, but that could have been in something like the Prima Guide or something, something horrendously unofficial, not in any way an actual thing. So I don't know. What I do know is we have a question from John B. Jet the Hawk, Falco, and Rivali walk into a bar. Who gets kicked out first?
I don't know if anyone can move because of the sheer atmospheric pressure of those egos all in a confined space.
I had to look up Rivali. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I know, yeah, that guy.
Rivali is just Zelda Falco.
Well,
I'm gonna get down to it. Falco is just Star Fox Rivali.
Wow, he really does look like Falco. Okay,
he's an ace flyer, and he's got all the swagger, all of the swagger. Kyle, he is Falco, and he's great.
Nice. Okay, yeah, I recognize this guy.
He's such a jerk. I love him.
Kind of like Falco.
Who gets kicked out first? Probably Jet, because he's the thief. He's the one who's going to pick a fight. Well, no, that's not true. They're all going to pick a fight. Who am I kidding?
I mean, of the three, though, I think Jet is the most ornery. He's I don't know. Yeah. There's just something about him. Falco and Rivali could be more refined, or keep stay low, but Jet's more likely to go off.
Yeah, yeah. Shortest fuse.
Yeah, and Jet's also a bad guy, sorta. He's not really a good guy. Falco and Rivali are at least on the heroic end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Jet.
Falco is kind of ex-pirate.
Yeah. But he knows when to shut up, eventually.
I don't know. Maybe if they get enough drinks before things escalate, they'll all just become best bros, and they're talking about how their main protagonist anchors are so useless without them.
I'm being told we have to acknowledge the underage drinking in the room. I mean, no, we don't. What age?
No, they're just all really happy because of the apple juice. It's so sweet and refreshing.
It's a milk bar.
Yeah, sure.
Here's one from Wan Ji. What would be the color of the Zombot versions of Whisper, Sally, Elias, Antoine, Buddy, Rotor, Mighty Ray, and Julie Sue? Whisper we already went through earlier.
Yeah. Sally and Elias, maybe they're kind of a metallic mahogany or blue.
Sally is her red hair color.
Yeah, all right.
And Elias would be the brown. Mahogany. We'll go with that. Mahogany.
Antoine's got to match his toupee color. Bunny, I don't know. Either that gunmetal gray to match the cybernetics, the kind of yellow-orange that varied over time for fur color, or just pink to match your top. Why not?
Yeah.
Rotor's purple. Mighty's red, Ray is yellow, Julie Sue's pink.
Pink. Good old pink.
Not lightish red, pink.
Pink. Here's a question from Levi C. Is the name Soul Dimension canon?
You know?
I don't know if it's ever come up. It's the Soul Kingdom, but is it the Soul Dimension? Is it just a fandom thing?
You know, I think Soul Empire wasn't actually nailed down for surezies until the comic. I don't know if Soul Dimension is like on the books as the distinguishing name. I don't know. I'll have to double check that.
Fascinating. They could just call it Kittyland. And we got a question here from Metamode. Which egg mechs could Rough and Tumble reliably take out?
I imagine they could handle your standard Eggmobile variants. I'm counting those as egg mechs. They're machinery. They're mechanical. Eggman flies them. If we're getting into the modern era, the speed aspect is a bit of a problem because I can't see either of them keeping up with like the Unleashed bosses, the ones that you're like chasing down. That's a bit much.
I mean, what about things like just base enemies? Like base bad
Oh, bad, sure. Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
They can handle those. When we get into like end boss tier, I think they could probably handle the Death Egg robot, but Egg Dragoon might be a bit. Well, if they're working together.
No, it's funnier if they just get absolutely curb stomped by the Egg Dragoon.
If they're working together, they might severely damage it.
They might put a few dents in it.
I like Egg Hornet, Egg Walker, Egg Viper, maybe. They beat the Egg Viper, but they fall for the suicide dive every time.
Dang it!
Because this time they're going to get it. This time they're going to stop. Nope.
Yeah, nope. They'll never do it.
Like the thing with Rough and Tumble is as goofy as they are, you know, as low tier villainy as they are still able to cause trouble for Sonic, and that alone makes them fairly powerful.
Yeah, it's just on a relative level, you know.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why Sonic and the gang win. They're better, but you know, compared to your average Joe, Rough and Tumble are still pretty formidable.
Indeed. One last question left, and we're reviving the Frontiers spoiler zone. So if you have not played the update 3 for Frontiers, for Sonic Frontiers, do not go any further. Tune out now, and we'll see you next time. But if you are interested in hearing about some Frontiers update 3 spoilers, stick around. This one is from Chow Researcher. Not sure if you know, but are the 4 other ancient tribes and the Fort Titans intended to correspond with the 4 main Chow attributes? The powerful ones for power, the tailed ones for swim, the 4-legged ones for run, and the winged ones for fly?
I don't know. I didn't write that.
Huh. Well, on that bombshell, it's time to end.
Thank you so much for everyone who contributed questions through patreon.com/BumbleKast, Ko-fi.com/BumbleKast, and our YouTube members. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and we will see you next time on the BumbleKast.
Take care of yourselves. See you later, everybody. You've been listening to the BumbleKast, a co-production of Bumble King Comics and the KNGI Network. Original theme music composed by Ken Coda Snyder. Remixed intro by T-Lopes. Find out more information, along with podcast feeder links, MP3 downloads, and more at bumbleking.com and kngi.org.
Night, guys.
Good night. All right, now that he's gone, I'm going to tell you something.